Clara's addiction to disaster has not allowed her to remain in the afterlife where she doesn't feel useful. Her renewed usefulness is thwarted, however, when she arrives back on Earth with a rope of babies from the Galveston flood around her neck and a 19th century sensibility in her head. The babies are gone now. We missed that part. In Clara, Adele sees the chance for the news story of a lifetime. But the bigger news is the weather. This may be the storm that brings the end of the world. Something outside. Is it water? Is it wind? Whatever it is, traps the three in the news studio. The storm brings in water and debris. The weather map goes crazy. Adele injures her leg and may have to succumb to 19th century battlefield medicine. Clara devises a plan, but for the plan to work, magic has to happen, and the magic depends on secrets and truths. Right now, for this scene, we're in the news studio. Adele has just injured her leg, and we're going to take it from there. I'll read the stage directions.
Can we just tape it? Look at it.
Pretty bad, Deli.
Don't call me that.
Oh, sweet. A nickname, Deli. Some called me Clary.
I prefer my given name.
Honestly, so do I. Or Nurse Barton. Deep inside, I call myself Angel. Now, let's get down to business. The sooner we amputate, the sooner I get out there to save the dying and bury the dead.
Do you really think that's what's going on out there?
Hark, I hear the asses bray. We will have storms and death today.
That cannot be a real proverb.
Big black splotches cover the weather map.
A map is cut off information for the rest of the Earth. Perhaps the world's in trouble.
I've been trying to tell you that, Phil.
I wonder where the camera crews are. I mean, I suppose there's no point in having a feed. I mean, we never know what's going on out there.
Why would you waste time taking photographs when
No, Miss Barton, it's video. You see, the way it's worked.
Phil, don't bother.
I'd like to know. The more I understand, the more use I can.
Well, we have point-to-point microwave signals. Now, our terrestrial microwave vehicles have masts that can extend up to 50 feet in the air. That would be for the guy we send out to talk to the people about the storm. You know, the man in the street, so to speak.
Where is he?
Well, on the streets, I guess.
What good is he?
Well, if things were working, we'd be able to get a feed into the studio here, and then we
You
could
feed a man in the studio and then he goes out on the street.
Well, he usually eats in a restaurant.
Then who do you feed?
Phil! Phil! You'd have to explain the whole 21st century.
21st? Already? It seems like only yesterday I saw the last century begin. The 20th century. Oh, what a mighty beginning. Towns lit up like stars that fall into earth, and we were Americans, the greatest country on earth. And the disasters, the rush of the mighty ocean, the collapse of mountains, the burning of buildings, the crushing of trains, 1,000 places, 1,000 disasters. For the new century, the great century of God versus man. The fire boss erects danger signs in front of the mine of Port Royal, and mine officials take them down. A man holds a candle in the mine of Park City, ignites the Black Dam, Dark City gas line of gas, 35 dead. In Willow Creek, a cloudburst, a broken dam, a hail of debris. In Galveston, they do not understand the language of the waves, the wrong feel of the days as the water swells into the streets. After the fire in Brockton, they only find bones in the rear of the factory. In San Francisco, one man explains how the earth slipped gently from beneath his feet. In Monanga, 662 men and boys disappear into the dark of the mine after burning at Grand Isle with 350 dead. The newspapers detail damages. 2 coal vessels and land, bathhouses, pavilions, and yacht slips. At Wellington, a train wraps itself in homes, trees, and snow at the bottom of the canyon. In New York, they stack 146 immigrants on the sidewalk while they tend to the building they burned in.
Miss Martin.
The cold of the snow, the cold of the floods, and the heat of the fires, and the sound of the end of the world. The smell of the end of the world is mold and ash. Houses kneel in the mud. The grief-stricken kneel in prayer. Silt-laden floods, an avalanche of water. The persistence of heat, the killing cold crickets. In the streets, the silent shifting of air. Toads in the streets. Corpses hang snake-bitten from trees. Streets like waves.
Summer.
The air fills with falling stones, the water always a roll before the dead, dead silence. Men and women pinned beneath timber and metal, how? Watch the fire stalk them while the priest gives last rites. Disaster wrought by men on God always roars.
That was beautiful.
I have a tiny sensibility.
The way you talk about the weather. The way you talk about it, it's positively.
Creepy. I see no reason to be unkind.
Neither do I. Now listen and learn.
Banging against the door.
Is someone trying to get in?
Banging.
I think it's the wind.
Good guess, Miss Martin. Now look here. This is a low pressure front.
Banging.
It seems to me that wind strong enough to bang in such manner would be high pressure.
No, it's people. We have to let them in.
Oh.
Now!
Oh my! It's the dam. It increases swelling.
The banging turns to scratching. Various banging, thudding, and scratching sounds continue periodically until silence.
They're dying out there.
First things first, you are dying in here.
I'm not dying. I have a sprained ankle.
Your whole leg looks greenish blackish.
That's a shadow.
You think so?
A sprained ankle wouldn't turn into a greenish blackish leg over just a few minutes. Besides, it's starting to feel better.
A symptom, dear. You think you are better when actually you are worse. Let me smell your leg.
Ew!
Estelle, let her do it.
No! Pervert!
To whom are you referring?
Both of you.
We're just trying to help you here. Nothing alive smells like that.
Damp goes into your flesh and seeps out smelling of death.
Silent.
Silence.
Silent.
Did they go away?
Silent.
Did they die?
They may have died.
I wonder who they were.
Friends. and strangers.
How can you just say that?
Because in disaster, it's always true.
In my experience, disasters always happen to strangers.
Then you have no experience.
Burn.
We shouldn't down into hell for it, dear.
It's an expression.
Nonetheless, I think we should stop dilly-dallying and cut off this leg.
I'll bleed to death.
I've been nowhere so long. So very practical things fail to occur to me. Have I returned only to fail in a new century, to encounter violence and strife with not even the wits about me to offer solace and sustenance?
No.
Maybe you have the cruelty of the young, miss.
You have the ignorance of the dead, ma'am.